If you hit 60 and you are still strong in body, sharp in mind and dangerous in spirit, you are ahead of most men alive. Let's be real, my friend. A lot of men your age have given up. They move like life is happening to them, not through them. Their back hurts, their knees ache, their mind is foggy, their days are spent in front of a screen, and their conversations sound like reruns of the past. They are breathing, but they are not alive. Women feel it. The world feels it, and deep down they feel it too. But there is another kind of man, the one who turns 60 and still walks into a room with presence, still thinks clearly, still laughs from the gut, still carries weight not just in his hands, but in his energy. Time did not soften him. Time forged him. This video is for that man inside you. I am not here to flatter you. I am here to show you the hard truth. If you can still do certain things at 60, you are not average. You are rare. You are stronger, more attractive, and more dangerous than most younger men who live on comfort and distraction. Today we are going to break down what those things are and how to keep them alive in you together. Let's get into it. Number 1. Strength that still shows. Let's be real, folks. When you hit 60, the world expects your strength to fade. People assume your back is stiff, your knees are unreliable, and your body is slowing down like an old engine. But the truth is this: if you still carry real strength at 60, you instantly stand out from most men your age. Not gym bro strength, not look at my biceps strength. I'm talking about usable, functional, masculine strength. The kind that shows in the way you move, the way you stand, and the way you take up space without saying a word. Let me paint you a picture. Frank, 61, from Ohio, is divorced and getting back into dating. He meets Lisa, 58, for coffee. Nothing fancy. But when they're walking to the shop and she sees the way Frank steps off the curb, steady, balanced, smooth, she notices. When he opens the door with a firm, natural grip, not the shaky hand she's used to seeing in men his age, she notices. When he sits upright, shoulders relaxed but strong, she notices. And the moment he stands up without pushing off the chair like he's struggling against gravity, she definitely notices. Women see strength long before they ask about it, and men over 60 reveal everything through movement. That's the part most guys ignore. Strength isn't about lifting heavy. Strength is about not collapsing. If your body still obeys you at 60, if you can climb stairs without grabbing the rail, if you can bend down without groaning, if you can carry groceries without shaking, you're not just physically strong, you're disciplined. You've resisted the slow decline that swallows most men after 50. You didn't surrender to comfort. You didn't let the couch drain your fire. That alone puts you in the top percentage. And here's the deeper truth. Strength at 60 is attractive because it signals resilience. Women read it instantly. Men respect it instantly. And you feel it internally in the way your body supports your identity instead of working against it. But don't confuse this with looking young. You don't need to look like a 30-year-old. You just need to look like a man who didn't quit on himself. Most men fall apart because they let comfort win. They stop using their muscles, and those muscles stop showing up for them. They sit more, walk less, eat worse, sleep poorly, and then wonder why everything hurts. Frank didn't do anything extreme. He simply stayed consistent. He walked every day. He lifted light weights 3 times a week. He stretched. He drank water. He kept his posture in check. That's it. And Lisa told him something later that hit him hard. You move like a man who hasn't given up on himself. That is masculine strength. Not loud, not flashy, not desperate, just present, functional, reliable. And here's something even more important. Strength at 60 protects your freedom. It keeps you independent. It keeps you confident. It keeps you desirable. A man who can move well is a man who can live well. Women, your age and even younger, feel safer around a man whose body is still under his command. They feel his steadiness. They feel his capacity. And yes, they feel his masculinity in a way younger men often lack. So, if you're still strong at 60, even in simple ways, you're ahead of most men. And if you're rebuilding that strength now, you're already on the right path. If this hits home, drop a comment saying, "I stay strong." Stay with me, because next we're breaking down the one thing even more powerful than physical strength, a mind that refuses to grow old. Number 2. A mind that stays sharp. Here's the truth. Most men don't want to admit the body slows down with age, but the mind only grows dull if you let it. And in today's world, a sharp mind at 60 is rarer and more powerful than a six-pack at 20. Let's talk about what sharp really means, because it's not about quoting philosophers or solving puzzles. A sharp mind at 60 means you're still present, still aware, still learning, and still engaged with life. It means you don't drift through your days like you're waiting for the end. You actually participate in your own existence. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." At 60, this truth becomes your superpower. Because the world throws plenty at you: loss, disappointment, aging, responsibility. But your sharpness comes from how you respond, not what happens. A dull mind reacts. A sharp mind observes. A dull mind complains. A sharp mind adapts. A dull mind clings to the past. A sharp mind upgrades itself. And yes, people notice. Women notice. They pick up on the way you listen, the way you process, the way you respond without rushing. There's something incredibly attractive about a man who thinks clearly, answers calmly, and doesn't crumble under pressure. It creates an aura: authority without aggression, maturity without weakness, desire without desperation. But mental sharpness doesn't happen by accident. It's a choice, a discipline, a practice. Just like the Stoics trained their minds daily, you train yours. You stay mentally powerful when you do things like reading instead of scrolling, being curious instead of cynical, asking questions instead of assuming, learning new skills instead of saying, "I'm too old," reflecting instead of reacting. You know what dulls a man's mind faster than anything: comfort, routine, predictability. The moment a man stops challenging himself, his mind slowly shuts down, like a room with the lights dimming one bulb at a time. But a sharp mind, especially at 60, is one that keeps seeking, thinking, questioning. It's the man who stays interested in the world, who stays interesting to others. And here's something most people don't realize. Mental sharpness creates emotional strength. When your mind is clear, calm, and focused, you become harder to shake, harder to manipulate, harder to discourage. That's why women respect men with sharp minds. They're grounded, not chaotic, steady, not scattered. A man who's mentally sharp at 60 can handle life with grace. He can hold a conversation without drifting. He can guide, not follow. He can communicate with intention instead of insecurity. He becomes a man people naturally gravitate to, not because he demands attention, but because his clarity creates comfort. And make no mistake, being mentally sharp doesn't mean you must be perfect. It means you're awake, you're alive, you're paying attention. So if your mind is still sharp, or if you're sharpening it again, you're already rising above the average man your age. And if this message resonates with you, drop a comment saying, "I stay sharp." Stay tuned, because next we're diving into the kind of emotional discipline that sets you apart from almost every man on the planet. Number 3, balance that commands respect. Let's talk about something most men completely overlook, my friend: balance. Not the yoga class kind, but the kind that shows the world and anyone who looks at you that you're a man who's in control of his life. At 60, this balance becomes even more impressive because it tells people you've lived long enough to know what really matters and strong enough to stand steady no matter what life throws at you. Think about it. When you meet a man who's balanced, you can feel it immediately. His energy isn't chaotic. His emotions aren't all over the place. His life isn't swinging between extremes. He has a rhythm, a center, a quiet power that makes people take him seriously without him even trying. That's the kind of balance we're talking about, the kind that commands respect the moment you walk into a room. Now let me ground this with something real. Picture a man like Gary, 62, from Colorado. He's not flashy, he's not loud, but he's steady. His daily life is structured: morning walk, a few hours of work at his small woodworking shop, lunch with a friend, reading in the evening. Simple, but powerful. One day, on one of his hikes, he meets Laura, 58, who's recently divorced and still trying to figure her life out. What pulls her in isn't his looks or his job or his charm. It's the calm balance in the way he talks, the slow certainty in how he moves, the steadiness in how he listens. Women feel safe with that. People trust that. Balance is authority without raising your voice. And here's the twist: balance is not something you get from avoiding difficulty. It comes from meeting difficulty with clarity. The Stoics lived by this. They believed that a man earns inner balance by mastering his reactions, not by controlling the world. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." That's balance. A man who carries peace inside him brings stability to everyone around him. But let's be real, most men lose balance as they age. Some go bitter, some go restless, some cling to the past, some get overly emotional, others shut down completely. That's what makes true balance so rare and so powerful in a man over 60. It tells people you're not ruled by your impulses, fears, regrets, or desires. You know who you are. You've learned what's worth reacting to and what isn't. Women pick up on this instantly. When a woman talks to you and she notices you don't get thrown off by teasing or silence or disagreement, she feels that stability like an anchor. When she notices you enjoy life but aren't reckless, you work hard but don't worship, work you care about people but don't lose yourself, that balance sets you apart from almost every other man she's encountered. And balance doesn't mean being emotionless. It means being intentional. It means knowing when to speak, when to stay quiet, when to lean forward, and when to step back. It's rhythm, it's presence, it's strength disguised as calm. If you've still got this kind of balance, or you're building it, you're already ahead of most men alive today. And if you know this is something you're working on, drop a comment saying, "I hold balance." Stay with me, because what we're getting into next will show you the emotional depth that turns a 60-year-old man into someone unforgettable. Number 4, a laugh that shows you've lived. Let's be real, my friend. There's a kind of laugh a young man simply cannot fake. It's the laugh of a man who's lived long enough to survive heartbreak, disappointment, failure, betrayal, and still come out with a sense of humor. When a man over 60 laughs with that kind of depth, people feel it. Women feel it. It's not loud, it's not childish, and it's not forced. It's warm. It's grounded. It carries the weight of experience and the lightness of acceptance at the same time. And here's what most men forget: that kind of laugh is magnetic. It signals emotional resilience. It tells the world, life didn't break me, it refined me. You become the opposite of bitterness, and that's rare today. Most men your age either get cynical or silent. But the man who can laugh honestly without bitterness, without pretending, shows a level of inner strength younger men haven't earned yet. This kind of laugh doesn't come from everything going right. It comes from learning to hold things lightly. It comes from understanding what the Stoics always taught, that suffering becomes wisdom when you stop resisting it. Epictetus said, "Laugh when you can. It's cheap medicine." And he wasn't talking about ignoring pain. He meant meeting life with a spirit that refuses to get crushed. A laugh like yours at 60 says, "I've seen storms, and I'm still here. I know life isn't perfect, but I'm not afraid of it. I don't need control to feel at peace." That laugh speaks confidence louder than any speech. It shows acceptance. It shows gratitude. It shows presence. And presence, especially in a man your age, is incredibly attractive. Women notice this immediately. When she jokes with you and you smile with ease instead of defensiveness. When she teases you and you chuckle instead of taking it personally. When life throws something annoying your way and you brush it off with humor, that tells her she's with a man who can hold emotional space. A man who doesn't crumble under pressure. A man who isn't fighting his past every time he opens his mouth. But let's go even deeper. A real laugh also shows you haven't lost your ability to feel joy, and most men do. They get older, more serious, more closed off. Their world shrinks, their curiosity fades, their joy becomes something they used to feel. But the man who can still laugh like he did when he was young, just with a lot more wisdom behind it, that man radiates vitality. And vitality at 60, that hits different. Your laugh becomes an invitation. It tells people they can relax around you. It tells them your presence is safe, warm, and grounded. It tells them you're not living in regret or fear. It tells them you still have a light inside you, and that's incredibly rare. If you've still got this kind of laugh, or you feel it coming back, the more you reclaim your life, you're ahead of most men alive. If this hit you, drop a comment saying, "I laugh with strength." And listen, if you want to go deeper into the mindset, work behind this, the inner stability, the emotional resilience, the quiet confidence, join the private membership. That's where I share the things YouTube won't let me talk about. Stay tuned, because what's coming next reveals a form of power most men don't even realize they still have. Number 5. Brotherhood that keeps you powerful. Let's talk about something most men ignore until it is too late. At 60, strength is not just about your muscles or your discipline. It is also about the circle of men around you. A brotherhood, a group of men who sharpen you, challenge you, respect you, and remind you that you are not walking through life alone. When you have that, you stay powerful. When you lose it, you start to fade. Take a man like Robert, 62, living in Ohio. For most of his life, he handled everything alone. He worked, he provided, he carried the weight quietly. But after retirement, he noticed something was missing. His days were quiet, too quiet. His phone didn't ring much. The guys he used to talk to drifted away. He felt himself aging faster, feeling heavier, losing that edge he used to have. Now compare that to Linda, 58, who sees her husband building a small circle of strong friendships again. She told him, "You're different lately, lighter, more alive." And she was right, because men don't just need women. Men need men. Men who push them, men who call them out, men who make them better. This is something Marcus Aurelius understood deeply. He wrote about surrounding yourself with people who lift your character, not weaken it. That kind of brotherhood keeps your mind sharp, your energy strong, and your spirit grounded. It keeps you from shrinking into isolation, which is one of the fastest ways a man loses his strength after 60. And here's the truth you already know but rarely hear out loud. Women can feel when a man has brotherhood behind him. It makes him more confident, more stable, more socially alive. Younger men try to replace real connection with casual friendships or online noise. But older men, when they have real brothers standing with them, they radiate something deeper, something solid. Look at what happens when a man at your age spends time with strong men. His posture changes, His voice steadies, his humor sharpens, his mind wakes up again. Brotherhood gives a man a reason to keep showing up, to stay active, to keep challenging himself, instead of fading into comfort. It keeps your masculine edge alive. And let me tell you something from experience. When a woman sees a man who is respected by other men, she sees a man of value, a man who stands for something, a man who is not living in emotional isolation. It gives her a sense of trust, admiration, and attraction that goes beyond looks or age. Robert admitted something powerful. After joining a weekly hiking group with men around his age, his confidence shot up. He started feeling younger, sharper, more in control. Linda noticed it immediately. She said, "You look like the man I met years ago." That's the power of brotherhood. It brings your fire back. If you want to stay strong at 60 and beyond, don't isolate yourself. Build a circle. Keep men around you who challenge you. Keep conversations that sharpen you. Keep company that brings out your best. That is how you stay powerful. If this resonates, drop a comment saying, "I rise with brothers." Stick with me, because what we go into next will show you a form of strength that goes even deeper than camaraderie. And it might be the one thing that keeps your spirit unbreakable. Number 6. Self-reliance that makes you untouchable. Let's be honest, my friend. By the time a man hits 60, the world expects him to slow down, depend on others, and shrink into helplessness. But the men who stay powerful past 60 do the opposite. They become even more self-reliant. They take full ownership of their life, their time, their routines, their finances, and their mindset. And this self-reliance makes them untouchable. It puts them in a category most younger men never reach. Now, self-reliance doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean refusing help or pretending you're Superman. It means you don't need anyone to function. You don't crumble when someone withdraws attention. You don't lose yourself when life shifts. You can stand on your own 2 feet, mentally and emotionally. The Stoics called this inner citadel, that inner fortress no one can break unless you open the gate from the inside. Epictetus said it perfectly. No man is free who is not master of himself. At 60, this mastery becomes your greatest strength. Because here's the truth. The moment a man relies on others for validation, purpose, or emotional stability, he becomes weak. He becomes predictable. He becomes controlled by fear. But the man who can enjoy his own company, manage his own life, and build his own structure becomes impossible to manipulate. Women feel this instantly. Self-reliance is one of the most attractive qualities in an older man. Not because it makes you distant, but because it makes you grounded. When a woman interacts with a man who is self-reliant, she senses stability. She senses strength. She senses a man who is not chasing approval. That's rare today, and rare things attract. And younger men, many of them fall apart when left alone for too long. They panic when a woman pulls back. They lack direction without someone telling them what to do. But when a 60-year-old man still has his independence, his routines, his purpose, and his self-control, he gives off a powerful energy. It's the energy of a man who has walked through life, learned its lessons, and refused to be defined by others. Self-reliance at your age shows up in simple but powerful ways. You handle your own responsibilities. You know how to organize your world. You stay active. You keep learning. You make decisions without hesitation. You don't get emotionally tossed around by every shift in someone else's behavior. That calm, steady presence sets you apart from the average man. Let's take it deeper. Self-reliance also means you take responsibility for your emotional world. You don't blame your past, your age, your ex, or your circumstances. You understand what Marcus Aurelius wrote. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you internalize that, you stop being shaken by life. Disappointment doesn't break you. Rejection doesn't define you. Loneliness doesn't scare you. You become internally anchored. And here's where it gets interesting. When a man reaches 60 with this level of independence, he becomes incredibly magnetic. People trust him, women respect him, younger men look up to him, and he becomes the kind of man who can still change his life at 60, 70 or 80 because he hasn't surrendered control. If this speaks to you, drop a comment saying, "I stand on my own." Stay with me, because the next part reveals a level of discipline that not only strengthens your life, but makes people see you as unshakable. Number 7. Discipline that builds desire. Let's be real, my friend. At 60, discipline is not just about routines or habits. It becomes a signal, a form of quiet strength people feel when you walk into a room. Women especially notice it, because discipline at your age is rare. Most men let themselves slip. They stop caring about their body, their environment, their schedule, their values. But the man who still holds structure, he stands out without even trying. Think about a guy like James, 61, from Arizona. He wakes up early, takes a morning walk, keeps his home in order, and follows a simple strength routine. Nothing complicated, nothing flashy, but it shows. His posture is better than most men half his age. His energy is steady. His mood is calm. When people talk to him, he doesn't rush and he doesn't scatter. He has an internal rhythm that makes others fall into step. And then there's Michelle, 59, who recently started seeing James again after reconnecting at a reunion. She said something interesting. "He's not the strongest man I've met, not the richest, not the boldest, but he's the most stable. And that's what makes him attractive." That, right there, is the power of discipline at 60. It becomes a masculine signal, a form of desire rooted in consistency, not chaos. Discipline tells the world something simple but powerful. I still care about the man I am becoming, not the man you used to be. The man you are building right now. Younger guys don't understand this. They burn hot for a few weeks, then disappear. But a man your age who practices discipline, even in small doses, radiates maturity and reliability. That kind of energy makes people feel safe around you. And safety, combined with strength, creates attraction, especially in women who have been disappointed by inconsistent men their whole lives. Now, let's bring in the Stoics, because they understood this deeply. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." At 60, mastery isn't about being rigid. It's about choosing your path every day, even when no one is watching. It's about doing what needs to be done, not what feels good in the moment. It's about controlling your impulses instead of letting them control you. And that control translates directly into desire. When a man can say no to distractions, no to emotional chaos, no to laziness, and yes to purpose, his presence changes. His voice gets heavier, his movements become intentional, his mind stops jumping around. People trust that kind of man because he trusts himself. James told me something that stuck with me. He said, "The moment I got my discipline back, everything else improved. My health, my confidence, even my dating life." And Michelle wasn't surprised. She felt it instantly. Because discipline sharpens a man's masculine edge even after 60. So ask yourself this: are your habits strengthening you or softening you? Are your routines keeping you sharp or making you slow down too early? Are you living with intention or drifting into comfort? If this hits home, drop a comment saying, "I choose discipline." Stick with me, because the next part digs into a form of stability that younger men can't copy, and women recognize the moment they feel it. Number 8. Emotional control that sets you apart. Let's be honest, my friend. At 60, emotional control becomes one of the clearest markers of a powerful man. Not your muscles, not your money, not your stories from the past. What truly separates you from the average man is how steady you stay when life pushes, when people test you, and when emotions try to drag you out of your center. Most men your age react too quickly. They get triggered. They get defensive. They take everything personally. They panic when someone pulls away. They cling when they feel lonely. They spiral when life throws something unexpected at them. That's why their presence feels heavy, unstable, and insecure. But a man who still maintains emotional control at 60, that man stands in a class of his own. Emotional control doesn't mean you're numb. It means you don't let chaos steer your decisions. It means you feel things, but you don't get ruled by them. You respond, not react. You stand firm, not shake. When things get tense, you stay clear. When someone tests you, you stay calm. When life shifts, you adjust without losing yourself. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That line becomes 10 times more powerful when you reach 60, because by now, you've seen enough life to know that losing control never solved anything. Anger never fixed the problem. Fear never protected you. Anxiety never made you stronger. But clarity, calmness, inner command, those are the tools of a seasoned man. And here's what most people never admit. Emotional control becomes deeply attractive at your age. Women feel it before they understand it. Younger men try to imitate it, but they haven't lived enough life to embody it. When you stay composed under pressure, you send a loud message without saying a word. I trust myself. I'm not afraid of this moment. I don't break when things get uncomfortable. That steadiness creates desire in a way looks never could. It signals strength, maturity, and dominance, not aggressive dominance, but grounded dominance. A kind of calm that lowers other people's stress when they're around you. Think about the times when you've seen a man lose control. Maybe he snapped over something small. Maybe he became needy for reassurance. Maybe he panicked when someone didn't text back. You felt his weakness instantly. Emotional instability makes a man collapse from the inside out. But when you carry yourself with emotional control, people notice. Conversations flow smoother. Conflicts dissolve quicker. Opportunities come easier. And relationships, especially romantic ones, become more balanced. A woman feels safer with a man who doesn't explode, doesn't cling, and doesn't get shaken by uncertainty. This kind of emotional strength sharpens your masculine edge. It gives weight to your words. It gives presence to your silence. It gives authority to your decisions, and it makes your energy impossible to ignore. Now, emotional control isn't something you try to do. It's something you train through reflection, through awareness, through understanding that peace is a choice you make repeatedly. Even Marcus Aurelius had moments of frustration. The difference is, he guided himself back to center every time. If this hit you, drop a comment saying, "I hold the line." Stay tuned, because next we're going into a form of direction and purpose that becomes your greatest source of strength and attraction after 60. Number 9. Direction that makes you unbreakable. Let's be real, my friend. A man at 60 who still has direction is a different kind of force. Most men your age drift. They wake up without intention, move through the day without purpose, and go to bed feeling like the world has already taken everything worth having. But the man who still knows where he's going, the man who still wakes up with a reason, a mission, a path, that man becomes unbreakable. And people feel it. Women feel it. Younger men respect it. Life responds to it. Purpose at 60 doesn't need to look dramatic. It can be simple. It can be personal. It can be quiet. But it must be yours. When you have direction, your decisions become cleaner. Your energy becomes sharper. Your presence becomes heavier. You don't react to life. You lead it. Let me give you a real example. Michael, 63, from Colorado, spent years feeling like his best days were behind him. After his divorce, he felt lost. His routine dissolved. His confidence faded. His days blended together. And the more direction he lost, the weaker he felt. Not physically, spiritually. Then something shifted. He didn't chase a huge goal. He simply chose one clear direction, rebuilding his strength and hiking every weekend. That one mission pulled everything else back into alignment. His posture improved. His mind got sharper. He started eating better. He stopped overthinking the past. And women noticed immediately, especially Karen, 56, who joined his local hiking group. She said, "You walk like a man who knows where he's going." And she was right. Direction builds attraction because it builds identity. You're no longer just existing, you're moving. Younger men often confuse direction with speed. They rush around chasing everything, accomplishing nothing. But at 60, direction is about intentional forward motion. It's about choosing a path that strengthens you, challenges you, and reminds you that your story isn't over. In fact, it might just be getting interesting. When you have direction, you stop holding on to things that drain you. You stop chasing what doesn't fit. You stop worrying about who stayed or who left. Purpose cleans your world. It gives your feet something solid to stand on. It puts your mind in a stronger place. And it makes you emotionally durable in ways younger men can't understand. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That's direction. Not talking, not doubting, not hoping, doing. And here's the part most men overlook. Direction adds weight to your masculinity. A man with direction doesn't cling, he doesn't beg, he doesn't fear distance, he doesn't panic over setbacks, he doesn't crumble under pressure, because he always has somewhere he's going next. Michael told me something powerful after regaining his path. He said, "I finally feel like myself again." And Karen, she wasn't surprised. A man with direction is a man who feels alive, and that energy pulls people in without effort. So ask yourself, my friend, what path keeps you strong? What goal sharpens your mind? What mission makes you stand taller? What direction pulls you forward instead of backward? If this resonates, drop a comment saying, "I move with purpose." Stick with me because the final part reveals the masculine edge that separates you not just from younger men, but from every man who gave up too early. Number 10. The masculine edge younger men can't fake. Let's get honest, my friend. There is a type of masculine edge that only time can forge. Younger men try to copy it with confidence, quotes, gym selfies, deep voices, or fake swagger. But the version you carry at 60, if you've kept your strength, your discipline, your emotional control, and your direction, is something no one under 40 can imitate. It's not loud, it's not showy, it's not forced, it's lived. This edge doesn't come from muscles, money, status, or charisma. It comes from weathering life and remaining steady. You've seen failure, you've seen love and loss. You've survived disappointments, challenges, and long nights when you had to rebuild yourself from the inside out. And instead of breaking you, all of that carved something in you that younger men simply haven't earned yet. The masculine edge at 60 is quiet. It's controlled. It's intentional. It's rooted in experience, not ego. When you walk into a room, you don't try to impress. That's why you do. When you speak, you don't try to dominate. That's why people listen. When you look at someone, you don't try to intimidate. That's why they respect you. Younger men play at masculinity. Older men who have lived enough life embody it. And here's the part most men don't realize. Your edge makes you more attractive now than you were in your 20s. Why? Because it's based on depth, not performance. Women feel the difference immediately. Younger men chase validation. But a man at 60 who knows himself, trusts himself, and moves with certainty becomes irresistible in a way youth can't compete with. Your energy is heavier, your boundaries are stronger, your presence is calmer, your intentions are clearer. You don't overreact, you don't over-explain, you don't get pulled into emotional chaos. You don't chase what doesn't match your values. You don't fear distance or silence. This level of masculine composure takes decades to build. And unlike younger men, you have something else, a story and the wisdom to understand it. That wisdom shows in how you listen, how you move, how you laugh, how you deal with challenges, how you handle stress, and how you treat people. Younger men may have energy, but you have impact. When you speak, it carries weight. When you make a decision, it's grounded. When you show interest, it's intentional, not impulsive. This edge also shows up socially. Younger men look outward for identity. Older men look inward. And that's why your presence feels different. You're not performing masculinity, you're living it. Your masculine edge is also connected to something the Stoics taught, mastery of the self. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." At 60, your thoughts have shaped you into someone who doesn't sway easily, someone who stands firm, someone who sees life clearly. That clarity gives you a stoic calm that younger men envy but have no idea how to develop. And let's be real, that calmness is powerful. It's grounding, it's stabilizing, it's attractive, it's magnetic. It tells people they're dealing with a man who is not confused, not reactive, not searching for himself. A man who already knows exactly who he is. This is the masculine edge. Younger men can't fake the strength of a man who has lived, learned, endured, and kept evolving. And if you still carry that at 60, you're not just strong, you're rare, you're valuable. You're the kind of man who becomes more powerful with time, not less. You've just seen the truth, my friend. If you can keep your strength, your mind, your balance, your brotherhood, your discipline, your emotional control, and your direction at 60, you're already ahead of most men alive. And that final masculine edge, the one younger men can't fake, that's what makes you powerful in a way only time can create. If you want the deeper lessons I can't share here, join the private membership. Everything you need to keep sharpening your edge is waiting for you inside. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching, my friend. I'll see you tomorrow.